So last week, essentially, CY Lung introduced something akin to sort of the Hong Kong immigration version of 9/11. 9/11? Yeah. Well, you see, they dismantled, or they've suspended at least, but I anticipate it's going to be dismantled, the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme. You see, the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme was that program where you essentially pay 10 million Hong Kong dollars for residents in Hong Kong, passively investing it in certain qualifying investment asset classes, and on the strength that you maintain that investment over the course of a full 7 years, you can then go on to qualify for permanent residency in due course on the basis that you've been ordinarily resident in Hong Kong. The vast majority of people who were participating in this program were Chinese, which is interesting because originally the program wasn't designed for Chinese. It was designed for other foreign nationals. Chinese not being able to participate, at least principally, because of the nature of the closed current account between Hong Kong and China. Namely, if you're in China and you've got 10 million Hong Kong dollars and you want to participate in the scheme, how can you get that money out of China into Hong Kong when the current account is closed? Well, of course, ever innovative, the immigration consultants north of the boundary got into top gear with the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme and essentially have sold that program to more than 20,000 mainland Chinese who've participated in it thus far. And this is ironic, really, because understanding the closed nature of the current account between Hong Kong and China, how the hell did all these Chinese people get to participate in this program? Well, essentially they bought permanent residency in countries like Vanuatu and Gambia, making them eligible under the rules for the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme to participate in it as though they were a foreign national for whom essentially this program was ultimately designed. This meant that there was this kind of mockery of Hong Kong immigration policy, where for the mere sum of 100,000 Hong Kong dollars, rich Chinese people could buy permanent residency in the Gambia and Vanuatu, stick that paperwork in their submission bundle for the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme, and then if the Immigration Department actually liked the family, because that's what it always boiled down to at the end of the day, and the vast majority of applications under this scheme by mainland Chinese were not approved. But if the Immigration Department, upon due diligence, liked the family, and they were satisfied as to the origins of the funds that were going to be invested in Hong Kong, then those Chinese applicants were able to get approved. So essentially then we've seen a situation where gazillions of dollars have come into Hong Kong through mainland Chinese, and in 2009 there was an adjustment in the program changing it from 6.5 million Hong Kong dollars to 10 million Hong Kong dollars and removing at a stroke real estate from the list of qualifying investment asset classes. This essentially was supposed to temper the growth in the property market as a result of mainland Chinese putting all this money into buildings and properties that they were going to be living and working in. But whilst it was removed at a stroke in 2009, essentially the same number of applicants were making the applications, and those who got approved came to Hong Kong and bought property in any event. So it just begs the question about how efficient the 2009 adjustments made to the overall program. So CY Lung said last week that essentially this program had played its course. In 2003, upon its introduction, we needed capital, allegedly. But anyway, capital we have had, and lots of mainland Chinese people we have had in that time too. Those people who have active applications in the system at the time that the policy change was announced will go on to have their applications finalised under normal consideration criteria. But the Immigration Department are not accepting any new applications. It's for all practical purposes now being suspended. I think at some stage in the future there will be a reintroduction of this programme, albeit tweaked to allow really top-notch capital investors to come to Hong Kong with all the good stuff that represents for Hong Kong. But for the moment, it's on the books but suspended. Not sure when we're going to see anything again that is similar to it. However, there's definitely a role for it, because not every high net worth individual that comes to Hong Kong actively wants to invest in an operating business, they do have contributions to make that go beyond operating businesses as such. And if the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme can be adjusted in due course to something more suitable for Hong Kong's ongoing capital investment invitation needs, as it were, then that programme will also serve our interests. It just needs to be different from that we've experienced so far since 2003. So it's kind of like good night for the moment for the Capital Investment Entrant Scheme, and I'll update you as and when I get more information on it.